Hello, one more time. Thank you for being with us one more time in this new episode. Why Journey is here to bring you, I will say, the continuation of the next podcast. Kind of like this content that we're going to record is based on the question: can we really be honest to ourselves? Why is a question? Because I already been recorded like twice already, and the question have been being brought to my attention some modifications, because this question can be proposed in a different way. It's different formats. For example, learn how to be honest to yourself. Can you be honest to yourself? But until we don't know back again to the root of the cause of our condition, this question needs to go in another way to propose it. And the question is, can we really be honest to ourselves? Because it's even a question within the question. Because it's easy to say, yes, I am honest to myself. But you got to remember, all this information already being stored, how your mind, the subconscious, created propositions to your mind to define things. And in order for us to understand very clear this point, we're going to use one point of reference, and that book will be going back again to the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 5. And this is what it says.
The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Our condition has been corrupted by sinfulness, proposition, and applications that we've been implemented in our life. So which bring us to that point that everyone looking for changes in their life, improvement in their life, a better lifestyle in their life. But how can you put logic into this? How can you have a different outcome doing the same thing every time? There's no logic there. You cannot expect a different result when you continue doing the same thing in the same format. That's the complexity of our conditions. Like I said in the other podcast, that scientists use the word condition because our state of mind, with all this proposition, we continue in the same pattern over and over, doing the same thing. You know why? Because most of the times, and this is how severe things get, people reject completely the idea of trying something new because it brings the word uncertain. So we prefer to live in the same pit of thinking. And sometimes the mind is being manipulated his own that we develop trying to give people pityness for ourselves, people to feel sorry for ourselves, people to feel compassion for ourselves. And we driven our mind in that mode. But that's all fabrication of ourself doing that. That's why the entire world nowadays is driven their entire life seeking for likes. Because it become like a dopamine to our confused mind. That if I post something and I get a lot of likes, my being will come happier and another stage of happiness and joy. That's how our mind lied to us. Because we are operating with a corrupted files, with many propositions that are being installed in our mind. Please understand this, because this is very important and it's most serious than you ever thought. So the continually evil that we read in the reference is in the beginning of our existence of humanity. So at what level you think that we are at this point that we are? Do you think that we are better or we are worse? Just something to think about it. I'm not trying to exaggerate nothing in here. I'm just trying for you to think about it. If this level of condition of human mind was back then, we can go back 5,000 years. You know, it's not much time. It's just 5,000 years. Let's go back a little bit more than 5,000 years. And human mind condition was already corrupted. So at what level you think our thoughts will be at this point? Just something to think about it. This is why we don't get out of the pit of the wrong thinking, because we prefer to spend a lot of times giving our attention to nonsense stuff. Then when you get to the root of the problem, you say, wow, now my life makes sense. Now my life, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. That darkness of tunnel that my life was driven, it was going through. Now I can start to see a light at the end of that tunnel. And this is what this podcast is trying to bring to you. I hope not everything is lost. But in order for that, it have to be a word that I'm using in the introduction of only 60 seconds of this podcast. It have to be willing to try something different. See, this is the implication of faith. Everybody reject completely uncertainty, because we will like to know everything where we are. So this is why our mind get like stuck in one spot and we don't move from there. And we grow and die in that mentality because we reject the opportunity to begin a new journey, a new path. Okay, I was going this way. I'm gonna try go this way, but in this way, I don't have a certainty what I'm gonna find in it. But I'm gonna trust someone that already knows that path. That's what faith comes in place. Trusting the Creator that create you, that assign, predestine your steps. If you listen, that will change your course of life, your way to think. You will start being honest. We're going to start to be honest to ourselves. Because now we have somebody to know the path. This is the reason why, in order to us come forward with honesty with self, we need to allow a divine intervention in our life. Because this is the reason why God himself came down and brought us a helper to give us the insight of everything, to help us to define good from wrong. So until we don't give us the opportunity to uncover truth, we won't get out of that state of mind that we are. So this is why the point of honesty in everybody is crucial. Because by the corrupted information that we have stored in our mind, we develop something that's called perception. Perception, it only makes us focus on someone else. We go on trying to describe in every human that come across ourselves, every person that come, we use perception right away. Thinking that that perception is correct, but it's not correct, it's corrupted. So you implementing a wrong perception because your information is not legit that you're using to define someone or something. Do you see the implications here? It's very critical. That's the reason why this podcast is main focus is not stop looking at the outer world. Focus on the inner world. Focus on self. Because until we don't correct this self, nothing is going to change. You will continue the same patterns over and over. Doing something that the book of reference, the manual of instructions, it tells you. You just pay attention to this. You that judge your brother, condemn yourself. Do you see what I mean? The implication here. Do you see why executing perceptions on people is not the way to do it until you don't have a clarity of the root of the cause of everything? Because your perception is leading you to judge somebody else. And this goes not only in the natural, this goes in the spiritual also. Because sometimes we're going around defining our truth in the spiritual realm, thinking that my way to do things and the way that I'm understanding something define me and give me the right to point at somebody else and define that that person is doing the wrong thing, the wrong way. It's very difficult, very, very crucial. because we haven't really given enough thought to that passage. You that judge someone bring up condemnation in yourself. You that judge someone else condemn yourself, because you use an attribute that hasn't been given to you. We use something that hasn't been given to us. So this is the critical part of truly knowing ourselves. We stop judging people, using perception in the wrong way. So knowing yourself is not just develop honesty. That's why I like to bring things a little bit further. It's develop integrity. See, honesty is what people project to other people to be defined. Oh, that person is honest. Or this person is honest. But integrity is the part when you are alone to yourself and you still do what is right because you know the outcome. Integrity is what everybody needs to understand. Because integrity is learn how to be honest, not to anybody else, just honest to yourself. I'm still doing the best possible in my ability to don't lie to myself. Because majority of a proposition that we come up with our own thoughts, like I said, they corrupted. So how you can define them as a correct? In order for me to say something is correct, it have to be truth, 100%. That's what fundamental is. Otherwise, it's not. Please understand that. This is very important. And this is why God is trying to bring these points to help people to find a way. I need assistance with myself. I need that divine intervention to help me to put all these files back in order because they are corrupted, to pull out this garbage and throw it away, and replace it with good files, good information that will help me not only to grow myself, but also they will give me something to help another person. Is a very important point when it comes to define ourselves as a good person. Oh no, but I know how to do good. I do good to people. Understand this. The manual instructions say any given good to human has been given from above. Okay. Let me break it down to you. When you do good, this mind already premeditate recognition. Pat on your shoulder. Credits. You get what I'm saying? Look at that. But when you being saved to do good works, look at the clarification in him. When we become safe, accepting God and our operating in our life, our good is in a different format. We don't expect recognition. We're not looking for that recognition. It just births automatically that goodness to help someone else. But the format the humans do good is I'm doing good to be safe. You see, it's the opposite. Not a good deed is going to save nobody. But when you put it in the right format, that you being safe, you went from this zone to this zone, operating in this zone, is to do good work. It changed the whole thing. Because you receive a gift that is called grace, is undeserved gift. And you are aware of that gift that be given to you. So you receive good, and what emerged out of that? Good towards others. You see the implication. It's when we come to understand all these principles, man, we're not longer going around lying to ourselves or trying to gain something because you don't need it anymore. We don't need it anymore. So this is why God is going to use you if you allow him to come into your life and put you in that format of I've been saved, I've been given a gift that's called grace to good works. See the difference? I'm no longer doing a good works to be saved because that gift, it was undeserved. That's the difference. Please understand this. It's very important. You see what I mean? So we change the perception towards people for helping people. You see the two differences in here? So your perception doesn't have compassion. Your helping is full of compassion. Your help is full of what we call empathy. Your perception, majority of the time, won't have no empathy. Because typically perception of us, the way that we operate, it is always demonize or put somebody down or look somebody less or demonize something or someone. That's what our perception does because it's corrupted. Do you get what I'm saying, right? You can bear good fruit when all your seeds that you put in your mind are bad. It's just a principle. It doesn't make no sense to expect a good outcome when everything we do is wrong. That's typically human way to conduct life, themselves in life. So this is why we need to really. I try to put this episode in a different ways, but I always wait for the right time for God to give me the way that people can understand it better, the way that can be processed better in your mind. So this is the importance of truly know ourselves. And you know why it gets even better. Because when we truly know ourselves, we're beginning to know our Creator. See, that connections, it begins to form. It begins to reconnect. And you know who's the one to reconnect that connection? It's called Jesus Christ. That's why he came, paid the price that you and I were supposed to pay. That way that connection can be restored between the creature to the Creator. So now we have that connection back. We can start in a different direction, our life. We started seeing different things, the way that we used to approach things. We started listen more and speak less. We started doing things in a whole different format. Because like I said, we started get the files in the order that needs to be. Because if all we have is corrupted files, we're not going to operate properly. Please understand this. This is why it's so critical for our humanity to truly understand themselves, because everything is being corrupted. But when we, like I said, we come forward and acknowledge this dysfunctional in our life, that's when we really come forward and says, Lord, help me. I need to provide me that helper that is the only one that will give me a true discernment, a true understanding. It will lead me to the truth in order to understand why I'm here, in order to define my purpose in this life, in order to begin a new journey. A journey that it goes with the Creator journey. So in other words, you get in His journey and your life, it becomes transformed. Guarantee you. But in the meantime, we can truly find the essence of ourselves. So I hope that you engage in these points and try to give you the opportunity to let God, the Holy Spirit, come into yourself and begin doing that new transformation. Because by yourself, going back again, we won't be able to do it in our own. Please understand this. I encourage, if you're watching this podcast, it's only very few people that are subscribing to this channel. Subscribe to the channel. That way this information can get to other people. If you think that this is something that it can help your life and improve your life, begin that process of goodness by let others give the opportunity to get this content, to see if their life get out of that pit and the restoration begins. So this is the purpose in here. That's why I invite everybody to be part of this podcast. Because if we contribute, guarantee many people will benefit from. And that's the idea. My Lord bless everyone that's watching this podcast. And until next, Why Journey?